Okay.
Okay, someone else's turn to be recapped. We can take turns.
And we are go.
Alright.
So we went out to investigate the town, and we ran into a weird robot that we decided could come along with us. And
Hello.
For reasons.
and then we went into the forest and found a body and got attacked by some wolves. And Mira almost died, but she's okay. And then a fog descended upon us, and now we're in some totally different woods, and the body's gone.
We're
You-
probably in trouble.
You ended up
Next time on Curse of Strahd.
on the side of the road. There is still forest all around you, but you are essentially on a road that is cutting through it. Packed dirt road. Doesn't seem very traveled at all, to be honest. Like it's there, but it hasn't been used in a long enough time that like the ground is cracked and there's plants growing into it, but it's still very definitely had at one point been a road that came from somewhere and is going to somewhere. The mist is still around, but it is pulled back around you. Um, pretty much like you look into the forest and the mist still seems very thick the further out into it you go. Mira has an hour until she wakes up. She had been mauled harshly and is now on the ground. What do?
Should we take her somewhere safe? Is there somewhere safe?
You do
I'm-
notice that, like, you were in forest and it was still daylight out at the time. Afternoon. So, the sun was coming down through the trees. You're not seeing that anymore, especially now that, like, you're on a road and you would be seeing this guy. It's nowhere near as bright. It's not dark out, but it's not daylight either. The whole sky, it's all like storm clouds, and it's not raining, but the entirety of the sky seems to be blocked off by clouds, and it's blocking the sun.
So would you say it's like dim light, or like can we still see?
You could still see. You could still see just fine, but it's definitely not bright like sunlight.
Hmm.
Not quite
Um,
twilight.
Is this like the same type of trees and surroundings as the other part of the forest? Like, are we in the same forest? Or is this a totally different forest?
Well, where you were standing is obviously very different. You could roll in nature to see if you can make connections.
Oh.
Any of us have nature.
As
Nope.
far as you can tell, you are in a completely different spot.
Oh, that was a pretty good nature roll.
Some of the trees are the same, but Charity, just like looking around, it's easy enough for you to tell that you're not in Kansas anymore.
Okay. So let's go. Let's go over here. Oh, clicky, clicky. Hello, clicky. Please click it.
Are you on the right tool?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know
Arrow
if I'm on the
tool?
right map.
You're still. I just still have you on
There you go.
the.
Can we go over here and investigate? This looks like a big rock. So,
Well, this is like the map from where you were before. You're
Oh.
technically not
the
here
place
anymore.
we're looking is totally different.
So,
We're on
like,
the side of a road
essentially,
in the woods.
yes.
Um. Well, yeah. So what I want to find is a place we can short rest. That's like semi-defensible. We're
Yeah.
on the road. Is there like a place slightly off the road that has like a big boulder or something?
Yes, you would certainly be able to find somewhere.
Okay, or like a little hill.
We shouldn't stray
Yes.
too far from the road.
But
No,
like I said,
agreed.
the further you go into the forest, the darker it gets and the thicker the fog gets.
I just want to go like 15 feet or something.
Sure.
All right, so let's drag Mara's unconscious body.
Zero will just pick her up and throw her over his shoulder.
I thought
That
you were
works.
just gonna be like, and throw her, and I was like, okay. I mean,
When he gets to the place, he might just put her down.
okay. Well, yeah. So let's short rest for an hour or so.
Sure.
All right. So here's the situation. As I Yolahi understand it,
Mm-hmm.
there is something weird and magical going on in this forest. There is something dangerous going on in this forest.
Yes.
We are lost.
Yep.
Um, but in about 3 hours, I believe, uh, they will know that we're lost and will get reinforcements or come and get us.
Doesn't that mean they'll just get lost too?
Theoretically, they might. It's not a guarantee. I think once we can be assured that Mara is okay, we should climb up a tree and see if we can find anything from a higher vantage point.
This is why we keep Yolahi around.
Scribble, scribble, something in the
As
book.
you're talking, Yolahi and Patience, you hear out in the distance like the howling of wolves. It's faint. They're not. It's coming from the fog. As you remember, when the fog was encroaching, you saw like shapes of wolves merging in and out of the fog. The fog taking on the shapes of maws snapping at you and bodies running through it. You're getting the sense that they're still there, but they're not coming any closer.
Uh,
Okay.
Yolahi is
This
going to pointedly ignore them.
Zero
A
will
choice.
pipe up. The longer
Patience
we
is
stay
for
stationary, the more likely they are to surround us and slowly pick us off one by one. Our best option would probably be to continue to move.
He has a point.
yeah, but only Patience like can Yulahi noticed it, right?
Unless
Or
I'm
pointed
sorry, what?
out, yes. But it's faint, but
yeah,
like
she's
once
going to
it's
listen.
pointed out, you could definitely hear it. Cannot unsee sort of situation.
Patience is like she's just going to listen to see if they get any closer. They start getting closer, she's going to mention it because like there's no use freaking everyone out if it's just something in the distance.
Yeah, I
Could just
mean,
be a regular wolf. I mean, it's quite possible. It's maybe a wolf. Wolf.
I think there's only so that we can't go super far.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you no, you said you had a a strength of 9. We can't drag Mara very far.
But what if we had two people carrying her?
It would probably be you two.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there's a point. I think there's a point to be made about the wolves.
Mm.
I'm happy to help carry Mira to safety. I do not wish for her to be eaten by fog wolves.
Thanks. Thank you.
I could try to shock her awake. And he kind of pulls up his hand, and you see some kind of electricity shock through it.
No, that's fine. Don't do that.
That seems a little mean.
It has worked in the past.
How's your medicine skill?
That is his medicine skill.
Her heart is currently beating, so ironically, that can both stop and start a heart.
Let's listen for like 10 more minutes and see if it gets closer.
Yeah. Patience and Yolihi just sort of share.
So
a
roll
glance to each other.
perceptions.
Perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot that I no longer have mercy.
Oh God.
We're doing great.
Continuing on the trend. But yeah, Zero, like they don't seem to be approaching. They seem to be
Maintaining optimal distance.
yeah.
Beep boop.
They're keeping a perimeter,
That
but only around, like, into the woods on either side of the road, and the road technically goes east to west, and it's keeping it. They seem to be keeping like a holding pattern around like the northeast and south. Like if you're listening to like where the howls are coming from, you don't hear like the moving outside of like where the howls come from.
All right, I let the group know, and once the angel human is back, we should probably head west.
All right, seems reasonable. I would roll hit dice, but I don't need to.
Same.
If anyone needs to roll hit dice, you will be able to take the effects of a long rest.
Short rest. Oh,
Short rest, not long
short
rest.
rest.
Short
Okay.
rest.
Do
I'm
I
going to grab a beer.
can I roll hit dice while
I'll grab one as well.
while recovering from being unconscious?
I don't think so.
God damn.
Because you're not resting. You are
I
beat
mean,
to shit,
technically you're
essentially.
resting.
Okay, I'm 3 points down. Is it worth rolling a hit dice? Because I only have 1.
I mean, I would say yes because we're babies.
This is a good
You'll
point.
get it back
I'd
with a
use
long rest.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
get half your
hit
dice
dice.
after a long rest.
yeah.
I guess I will wake up and I will go.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Well, that worked very well.
I don't get the extra.
No, unfortunately.
Let's just say I'm extra energetic.
You feel very rested.
You pop the Red Bull.
Oh God.
I guess cast Cure Wounds on myself.
So Mira,
Nice.
Oh,
you wake up and you're up on the ground, but it's darker. Things feel damper. They feel colder. And they feel wrong.
Oh, I was, initially I was very, very glad to still be alive, but where are we, guys? Where are we?
The fog ate us and took us somewhere strange.
Yeah.
We're partially surrounded.
Okay. By what?
We don't know.
Fog.
Probably the things that attacked us before.
Oh, more wolves. That's no, we'll be
Mhm.
fine. I trust in Saloon, and I trust in Beyonce. We will be fine.
Well, they haven't come closer in an hour, so
Then
maybe Saloon and Beyonce are looking out for us
of
right now.
course they would. Of course they would. Like Beyonce's whole job is to look out for me. So I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll get out of this.
Beyonce
Who's
is
this
her
Beyonce?
My spirit guardian,
yeah, Beyonce is her
the diva, because I'm Asmar.
Write something in his journal.
She sends me messages in my
patron
dreams
saint of
sometimes.
thick thighs. Anyway,
I've joined a group of crazy people.
This is supposed to be way more serious than we're playing it. Okay.
Yali's totally serious.
Don't worry, when the first person dies, that's when it'll start to get serious.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't know my second character is a bard that has an accordion.
Can't wait to meet them.
Oh, I
or
love it.
bagpipes.
Oh, even better.
Well, I suggest we start heading west, away from where the rest of the howling is coming from. Now that the angel human is back.
Which direction did we come from? I would know this. I mean, just out of character.
What do you come from? In what way?
Okay, if I were good point. So when the fog came,
Mhm.
I was looking. Why can't I click on things?
Do you have the arrow selected?
Yes.
I
Click
can't
and
click
hold?
on anything too.
No. Me no clicky. Me no psycho. Arigato. There's Avril Lavigne. Anyway,
Everyone just wanders around the map for a little
if
bit.
I was looking in this direction
Yes.
when the fog descended
Yes.
and came back up, what would I assume this direction is?
South.
Okay.
So, for funsies, I will draw on this map. Let's say, let me get a large, if it'll let me. Wow, there we go. Let's say
Yeah, I super cannot click.
this is the road.
Hmm.
Make sure you're clicking the right. Are you clicking the right token or?
Well, I just want to make the clicky appear.
The holdy clicky?
Click and hold.
There it goes. All right. Okay.
Were you
Cool.
just clicking?
There's our guy.
So let's say that their spot is the road.
Okay.
And you would have come to, like, roughly in this vicinity. We'll say you
Okay.
had moved further away from the edges of it if that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
But,
And we think that west is where there's less wolves.
yes.
Based off the howling.
But there's wolves this way theoretically.
Yes.
How smart am I? I'm not. I'm average smart.
Stay away from the scary noises is a pretty decent trait for most people.
Yeah, I'd
Well,
say so.
yes, but like stay in the same place if you're hoping to be rescued.
I mean, it's a road, so eventually we'll find something, right?
That is true. It's a good point. All right. Agreed.
Also,
Let's go
there could
west.
be significant more reinforcements to fully annihilate us.
Hold that thought, my friend. Just hold that thought forever. Let's go. Let's go west.
Off we go.
Playful, let's go.
So you gather yourselves and you start heading down the road.
I'll go in front just in case.
Someone's beating the shit out of their keyboard.
Are we making sound effects now? Is that what we're doing?
Are we? So who's carrying Mira? I feel like we should do this for like order.
Well,
She's
is it-
awake
is it-
now.
I'm awake now. I'm awake.
Yes.
So you're walking in a straight line.
This direction.
That way. You head onwards. The more you're walking.
Mira, don't be in front.
You know, I am wearing armor. If for what that's worth.
He is armor. He's made
Zero
out
will
of
bang
armor.
on his chest.
I am wearing chainmail.
Ah!
So you guys are walking, and the mists are still about. They're still around your ankles, wisping along. But it seems to that heavy fog seems to keep to itself in the forest along the edges of the road and out past. How about you guys roll perceptions?
Okay.
Let me perceive.
You're contemplating your recent almost death.
I guess so.
Goodness.
Yay!
Yay! I guess we're carrying the group today.
Also, okay. Yeah, I need to remember to start abusing guidance more. Because apparently we need it.
Oh god, yes. So such a useful spell.
Yeah, that's the thing with clerics. Spam guidance. That's what it's for.
I already did that in our other game.
Most of you are keeping your eyes ahead, and ahead seems fine. There's nothing weird other than where the hell are you? Yolahi and Jen, you do have a turnaround, and you notice that back on the road, the fog almost seems to be following you as it crosses the road some ways behind you, in a sense that it's almost hurting you in the direction that you're going. Yolahi specifically, you do see eyes every so often in the fog, the little shapes
Are they
moving around.
taller than me?
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't really narrow down
No.
what they are, but you know.
They're vague. Like there's vague wolf shapes, vague humanoid shapes, but they're like all through the fog, so it's going all the way up and all the way around. It kind of has like, if you've seen those things where it's almost like a sheet and there's like a person pressing on the other side of the sheet where it gets that like creepy image.
Right,
That's
Yeah.
essentially
Why?
the fog version of that happening.
Why?
At some point, I will stop and say, Zero, you have detect magic. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Can you give it a try?
You mean at the fog back there?
Yeah. I mean, it's in. I think detect magic is like it's a radius.
It's a radius, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
30-foot radius.
You would have to get closer to it. It is pretty far back. But
if we try to get closer to it, like if I take 10 steps, does it recede or come?
Nope.
Interesting. But it is following us, sort of.
You get that impression.
We appear to already be in some sort of trap. There's no other way but forward at this point.
Zero speaks wisely.
Yeah, I do get the feeling we're being herded. This is... Well, on we go.
I will have my crossbow out and loaded. Sorry, my short bow. Wait, I thought I had a crossbow. I'm confused. I guess not. Okay, fine. I have a short bow anyway.
I mean, I have a crossbow.
Okay,
I have
well,
a
I'll have
gun.
my projectile weapon out and loaded.
As you continue along, maybe about another 10-15 minutes, you get to a point where you come over a little crest hill in the road, and you could see ahead of you that there is a very massive wall. In the sides of it, like, head off into the forest on each direction. At the end of the road that you're walking on is a giant set of gates, like barred gates. On either side are massive statues of figures in full plate mail holding swords, but their heads have been lopped off and are laying on the ground in front of them.
Don't like that.
Zero will start drawing them.
Can I roll history to see if I can like recognize anything about the art style?
You may. No. It seems there's nothing particularly familiar about it. The styles aren't too weird from things you've seen. Like, the armor seems like plate mail that anybody from where you're from would wear. There's nothing like even particularly telling about any particular like where this would be for you.
Oh.
Same with you, Zero. Like you have no idea. You have not heard of this. Like these are you would think in their heyday like have been really beautiful, like iconic location, like landmark, but you have no idea.
Just kind of shrugging, he's going to continue to walk through these gates.
You head through the gates, and the forest continues for a ways, and you do come to a town. Or a village. You see it in the distance. It is getting darker now, but there aren't a whole lot of lights on in that town. It's not like dark, like completely nighttime yet, but it's getting darker, and that town, there's something off. Like you can see some like smoke coming up from the top like chimneys in the distance, but it doesn't seem very bustling. And what are you doing there, Zero?
As it's getting darker, he's imbuing his eyes with lights, so they're kind of like flashlights pointing forward wherever he's looking.
So what do?
We need to find somewhere to stay for the night.
I don't really see that we have any other choice.
I mean, I do have we have bedrolls and stuff, right?
Yes, but also, defensible.
That's true.
Well, I think it would be worth trying to find people.
Yes.
It's
Certainly.
always safer to be with other individuals.
Yes.
Yes.
Good points.
Might as well see if we can get any contacts at least.
Unless this is a bandit town in which they'll slit our throats in the night. Well,
Would
we
that do
think.
anything to you?
Not
Just,
particularly. I don't sleep.
I assume you also technically don't need your throat.
He reaches up and just kind of touches his throat and kind of looks like he's thinking. Not particularly.
We should still try to avoid it, just in case.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Met a man who said that a lot. He's dead now.
Well, let's do our best. And I guess enter slowly.
So, as you approach the town, there is. You could tell that this town has seen some shit. There's a lot of houses that are damaged. They look either boarded up or abandoned. It's very quiet.
Have I seen towns like this before?
Not like this. The fog seems to have left you behind.
Blood?
The mist has faded as you passed through those gates. The one thing that stands out almost as you there are no real protections for this village. There's no wall, there are no gates. There's just like the houses they get denser as they get closer to the inside. But as you're heading in, you spy this one house. It's narrow and tall, about 4 stories tall, and sitting on the front steps are two small children. The little boy looks very upset. He is clinging to a really weird doll, and his older sister is attempting to calm him.
Hello there. I am Zero. Doing the Baymax wave.
How old do they look?
The little boy is sniffling. He seems about 8ish, maybe. The girl, 12. They're dressed fairly well. They look human. Their features are very sharp, but their skin is like ashen, grayish, like almost they look almost hollow. But the little boy is crying, and his older sister is attempting to take care of him as best as she can, but she doesn't. She's not crying, but she doesn't look well either. And like spooked, essentially. Like it's like they can't even hide this. This is not like you don't need a roll for this. And
Spooked of us.
when you say hi, they look up and both look a bit startled. And the little boy kind of burrows closer to his sister. And she's just looking at you confusedly. But where did you come from?
Charity will just point at the giant gates they just walked through. I mean, this seems kind of obvious, small child.
I don't think that's what she meant.
Harry's gonna do it anyway.
We're not sure if
Well.
you even heard of it. Oh.
We came from that direction. Where are we? We do not know.
This is Barovia.
History check to see if I know anything about Barovia.
I roll
Yes,
guidance.
I would also like to history check.
What does guidance mean?
You get a.
Oh, damn.
I critted. I know all the things.
You get a D4
Oh.
and add it to the roll.
Oh, wow.
Okay, why do you guys know? I mean, I might as well just roll at this point anyways, I guess.
I don't know shit. I
Oh,
don't know
no.
shit.
Oh,
Look,
shit,
she's
Karen,
been-
None
what
of
the hell?
you have
Wow.
ever heard of Barovia.
Ah,
Oh,
you know
okay.
shit.
Have I heard of anything similar, like Morovia or
No.
Bafovia?
Where is Barovia? What country is Barovia in? Or what continent?
I'll like kind of gently interrupt him and hey, I don't like how that thing is called Death House. Thank you. Anyway,
I didn't realize they had that named.
I
It's a very cute house, though.
I mean, it is kind of cute. Yeah.
Then why didn't you go stay inside?
I will gently, kind of come a little closer. I guess I don't have to crouch down because I'm a halfling, so I'm tiny anyway. But I'll try to, be a little friendly and say, "What's wrong, little boy?"
There's a monster in our house.
Oh,
That's
well,
not good.
we're pretty good with monsters. I mean, pretty good at, stopping monsters. That's what I mean.
Obviously, the gods have sent us to help you out here.
But we were finding lodging for the evening.
Zero, we're working on that. Put it on the back burner for now.
Well, we kind of should do that before it's nightfall, and then we can murder the monster, like, come morning.
Well, what kind of a monster is it, little boy?
He kind of turns, but kind of like burrows his face in his sister's side, and it kind of tries to like half hide behind her. It's just like we've never seen it. We just hear it, and we're not going back inside anymore. Not until it's gone.
Okay. And where are your parents?
She just kind of gives like a half-hearted shrug. They went out.
How long ago?
Another half-hearted shrug.
Hmm.
Poor things.
Which is quite common.
Hmm.
If you could get the monster out, I don't think our mom and dad will mind if you stay.
Now there's an idea.
That might work.
Well, and what are your names?
Well, I'm Rose, and this is Thorn.
Okay, so like mentally, she's like, those are kind of normal names, like,
Those are very pretty names.
right? Yeah. These are like slightly weird kids, but whatever. Sometimes kids are weird. Well, my name is Yolahi, and this big guy is Zero. And why don't the rest of you introduce yourselves?
I'm Mira.
I'm Patience.
I'm Charity.
At the tieflings, they're kind of like wide-eyed and not sure what. They kind of like look up at Mira because she seems to be the safest of everybody.
I look the
normal
most
one.
human.
And Rose kind of peeks around her over at the sisters and is like, "Are they monsters too?"
No, they're not monsters. They're my friends.
But they
You
have
can.
horns like monsters.
I know, and sometimes people think that makes them monsters. But trust me, they're not monsters at all.
Can we overhear this conversation?
Roll a perception. You don't need to roll terribly high.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Where
fine. You patience king here.
Charity is just completely oblivious to this.
They're devil humans. They're okay.
Wow, we are just being slandered on all sides today.
Yola, he really wishes that she were taller just so she could reach over and shut Zero's mouth.
That's not a nice way to refer to them, Zero.
What was incorrect about my statement? They are part devil and they look human, so devil human.
Actually, technically speaking, fiends and devils are not the same thing. Anyway, Rose and Thorn, why don't we go in and see if we can find your monster?
Please?
Do you know where in the house it might be?
We hear it howling in the basement.
All right.
Okay, that's completely safe.
I mean, at least it's, at least we know where it is, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of cute tiny children, did I tell you guys that my 2.5-year-old nephew requested to Skype with me last week?
Aww.
No, you didn't.
Yes, he's super cute. And he apparently he talks often about Gampa Gamma Aunt Molly.
That's
Aw.
so cute.
Yeah. So we Skyped and he showed me his book, which is about cars, and his bowl of pom poms, like the little like things you would use as like to put on a like as a craft item or something. But apparently they just have a bowl of them, and that's the game.
Yeah.
So okay. Anyway, back to the
I
story.
mean, that's a fair enough game.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of cats. You just give them whatever, I guess.
It
They'll
is true.
entertain themselves with it.
Okay. So. You are planning to venture into the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a
Yeah.
map. I know that this whole module is set up with the special dynamic lighting stuff. So we're gonna see if this works. I think I set your tokens up properly. I'm gonna move you over this way. It should be all black because I have to put you there.
Yep.
It's
I'm
black.
blind. I'm blind.
You will be at the bottom left once I plop you places. I believe, I hope. We'll see if this works. Why are you not touching? Actually, did I not do your...
I do
forget,
now
do...
remember.
Hold on, real quickly. You... Zero's giving off light, right? Like his eyes.
Yeah, his
So we'll
eyes
say
are giving off light right now.
for what's the distance of light?
5 feet.
5 feet. So we'll say that.
It's and it's dim light
does
another
he
5
have
feet,
dark
right?
vision?
Hmm?
Does he have
Sure.
dark vision?
0? No.
Oh, okay.
You
Do
think
any of us have dark vision?
I have dark vision,
Okay.
and I
I
think
do.
the tieflings do. Yeah.
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 Okay.
I am attempting. I think I may have. I'm gonna say 5. I'm fixing his thing real quick. 5. Okay. Do you see you? Does anyone? No, I'm not seeing.
I
I'm
see
not
me.
seeing anything.
I see black.
I saw a
I see
red thing.
me.
I saw a red thing.
Oh,
I can see.
yeah.
I see nothing.
Oh,
I see nothing.
Charity. You know,
There's someone here named Audience.
Yes, that's.
That's the recording bot.
I
Okay.
might have
Charity.
to.
Okay.
Because you have dark vision, and it says 60 feet, and it says it's on. Charity, can you see anything?
I see 0.
But do you see you?
Yes, I see myself and 0.
Okay. I need to figure out
Oh.
how to. Because you guys
Hey.
aren't there.
I made myself.
And you can see yourself? Can you see the area?
Yes.
I can see myself now, but
I can see myself, but I can only see where 0 is.
Stay where 0 is.
Okay.
For now. I will figure this out, because... Mira, I'm pulling you over.
Okay.
Okay, because he's glowing because he's currently emitting light.
Right.
I think... I might need
I mean, we
to
do also have torches.
Hold on.
I am remembering this part. I didn't realize this was from Curse of Strahd.
Yes, I do at least one of you.
I was in it too.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I watched you guys. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
I don't think you were playing. You weren't playing with us yet, Jen.
No, I don't think.
I was watching, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was the room that Ilva was not allowed to go into because full of stuffed wolves.
I decided to do this because it's the best way, because I know most of you didn't do it, and it's supposed to be the part that gets you enough levels to not essentially die immediately.
That's fine.
That's what I was hoping for.
It was a very long time ago, and it was a different character, so it's totally fine.
Yeah, I don't know any of this.
Yes.
Okay, I was trying to. I might have to give audience their own token to follow around with, because I can't seem.
I feel like we're being watched.
I was hoping to attach it to one of you, but it doesn't seem to be a thing. And I couldn't do this without you guys here. Okay. So... real quick.
Cheep cheep.
Do-do-do.
How you doing, Ozzy?
Because our stream is not getting anything.
He's doing good.
Good.
So, you guys may be getting a puppy to follow you around with.
I mean, I can't say no to a puppy.
You can. Why would anyone ever say no to a puppy? Ever?
Some people might actually be allergic to dogs.
Charity, I'm going to attach it to you. So you should have control over the doggo. Let me try to dynamic lighting doggo.
While this is gonna happen, I'm gonna heat up some food because I'm hungry.
Go for it.
Fair enough.
has sight. Advanced fog of war. We'll say that. Save. It is not working. Hold on. No. Controlled by audience. Let's say that. There we go. I am going to widen the audience's view of things.
I can barely see what's going on.
Just huddle close to 0.
I think
yeah,
I think
like-
that's that's what we're supposed to feel like.
On the outside, you should be able to see more. I'm not sure how. See, because I thought I had this set up properly. You know what? This is a pain in the butt. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way until I figure this out.
That's fine. I'll walk into a room and I'll cast light on a random object and then we'll be fine.
Just cast light on 0. He's an object.
Ooh.
You are not an object.
He thinks of himself as an object.
You're just a weird thing.
No larger than 10 feet in any dimension. You're only like 7 feet tall, right?
Okay, so what do you guys
Yeah.
see now?
I see a front yard.
I see.
Where?
I see the same thing that I've been seeing, just 0 and us.
I can see some gray area outside, but if people go outside the circle of light, I cannot see them.
Yeah.
Because you don't have dark vision. It shouldn't matter out here, though. Or do you
I do have-
dark vision?
I do have
It's
dark
not
vision.
turned on. Why are you not letting me give you... Hold on. It's not allowing me to give you night vision.
Well, that's rude.
It doesn't know what ASMR are. It's very rude.
What is ASMR?
Why can't I turn that on? I don't understand. Okay, let's just.
Whoops. I do like that half the ASMR descriptions are just real extra.
Eh,
Blessed with a radiant soul.
Where are we? There we are. Fog of war. Where are you? Global illumination. Instead of darkness, show light in all places players can see.
Just wondering, at this point, how long have we been awake?
It would probably feel like it's getting towards night for you. The timeline seems to be lining up.
oh, there's that.
Dynamic lighting is so pretty.
It is.
We're gonna see how that works for now.
Okay.
I don't think I need pupper anymore. I think that's gonna show for everybody.
That actually works.
Yeah, to hell with dynamic lighting.
Very nice.
Well, I did need pupper. Never mind.
Come
For the screen.
back, Pupper.
Okay, I gotta remember to move pupper whenever you go places. Unless I'm gonna give control to pupper to everybody, so bring the dog with you. This is the dog is the audience. He is watching. You have a spectral pup now following you along. The I believe that looks like a Shiba Inu. So you have a spectral Shiba following you around for the
Magic Shiba.
purpose of streaming. There.
Thank you, Papa.
Only
Okay.
Meta can touch it.
So Rose and Thorn are out front. They do not seem to have any inclination of stepping inside that house.
That's
But,
okay.
they'll
You
hang
two
out
stay
here.
here, and we'll go check it out. All right. Zero, you go first.
Thank you.
Jeffrey's already looked.
Okay. He just
Charity.
walks.
I stepped on the
I
door.
have I have
Not
stuffs
going
to
inside.
read. That's what's cool about this. It gives me things to read to you.
Let me in.
The wrought iron gate with hinges on one side and a lock on the other fills the archway of a stone portico. The gate is unlocked and its rusty hinges shriek when the gate is open. Oil lamps hang from the portico ceiling by chains, flanking a set of oaken doors that open into a grand foyer. So that's where you're standing currently.
Oh, the
This isn't
foyer.
a very grand foyer. It's a pretty tiny
No,
foyer.
you're standing in front of the oaken doors that lead
Oh.
into the grand
Ah.
foyer.
Right. Gotcha. Can we open the doors?
They are not locked. You can push them open.
All right.
Push them open and walk in.
Are you able to?
Nope.
Okay. Let me see this. Aha! They have doorways that I have to move. That will... There.
There we go. Okay. Excellent.
Wabam.
Bring the puppo. Here, puppo can be up
Hanging
here.
on the south wall of the foyer... By the way, if you look at the bottom... You can't look at the bottom of the map, so I'm going... For some stupid reason, whoever drew this map made north this way. This is north. This is south.
Which way is north?
What is north? Did you draw it
you
somewhere?
can't see my thingy. Hold on, let me get on the... Come on, roll 20. This is north.
Which one?
Okay.
This is south. East.
Cool.
East.
Ignore
North, south,
West.
north, south.
that.
The
Let's
thingy
just
is the compass is right here, but you can't see it with the way it's set
Oh.
up. But,
We can only see
so
the parts that we
when
can
I
see
say
in
like
line.
the it's kind of like in Tyranny, I guess the same people made those maps where they just decided for some reason that whatever direction they felt like is going to be north. So
What people? Gosh darn it.
I guess ignored the directions. Hanging on the south wall of the foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, a stylized golden windmill on a red field, flanked by framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. Mahogany-framed double doors leading from the foyer head east. And they are set
Do
with
we
panes
recognize
of glass.
these aristocrats?
I'm gonna say probably no.
They look like stuffy peoples with big
Do
mustaches.
they look like they're related to the kids?
In some fashion. They're very young. These people are very old.
Yeah.
I am
Okay, fair enough.
the
Free
wrong.
to see if I recognize that crest.
Sure.
I mean,
No.
Oops, bring the turtle.
Well, Zero's going to not really look so much at it and continue forward.
Would you delete when I tell you to delete?
Ooh,
There we go.
so fancy.
Bam.
Somebody grab
New
Doggo.
play.
Where's Doggo?
A wide hall runs the width of the house, with a black marble fireplace at one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a longsword, with a similar windmill cameo worked into the hilt. The wood-paneled walls are innately sculptured with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Where are the stairs down? The stairs go up.
Let's keep looking.
Okay. Are these doors or are they windows or?
They are doors. Those are door shapes. Which one are you
Uh,
going for?
we will go for the one on the right or south.
The kitchen is tidy with dishware, cookware, and utensils neatly placed on shelves. A work table has a cutting board and a rolling pin atop of it. A stone dome-shaped oven stands near the east wall, its bent iron stovepipe connecting to a hole in the ceiling.
Is there
So
any like food out?
That's the stove.
Yes, it's meant to be the stove there, yes.
I was gonna say it looks like a toilet,
Yes, it
but
does.
okay, I can accept it as a stove.
Is there any food out?
No.
Does
Not-
it look like it's been used recently?
Roll some investigations.
I cast guidance.
Also, if this is a door, Zero will just
Investigation
continue right through it.
plus guidance, huh?
What's plus guidance? Plus a D4?
Plus- plus a
Guidance is a
D4.
well, D4.
For
Nice,
one person.
23.
That's 22.
So, in this room, it doesn't actually look like it's been used in a good while. Zero. It's a what you find in there is a well-stocked pantry. So there is food there. It's there's not a lot of meat, if any at all. It's mostly vegetables. There are some rolls and bread that had been made, but in the kitchen, Charity, you're looking around, and it honestly doesn't look like it's been used in. It doesn't. It's not dusty. It's very clean, but it's clean. Like nothing's been recently made here.
Is there any alcohol?
Nope.
So, when you say in a
Leaves.
good while, do you mean like days, weeks?
Everything, like I said, everything's clean. So, it's hard to it's someone's taking care of it. But like as far as it's because of that it's hard to tell. Like
But it's not dusty.
it's not dusty, no. Like it
Okay.
looks like it has been used, but it doesn't look like currently,
Mm,
you know?
interesting. Okay. Let's try the other door.
Clicky.
Pupper, pupper, pupper. Are you aware that the pupper is named Charity?
What?
Huh?
Click on the token, it's named Charity.
Well, originally I had it attached to Charity, but then I took it off. I don't know why it's stuck that way.
I'm gonna call it Pupper. No, it's named
Oh.
Pupper.
I also named it Pupper, so it's definitely Pupper now.
It's
I
Pupper
was
twice
doing
over.
that as well. Holy cow.
Your spectral pupper. That nobody can see. You have found a dining room. The centerpiece of this wood-paneled dining room is carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. A crystal chandelier hangs above the table, which is covered with resplendent silverware and crystalware polished to a dazzling shine. Mounted above the marble fireplace is a mahogany-framed painting of an alpine vale. The wall paneling is carved with elegant images of deer among the trees.
Seeing no stairs, Zero will continue down here and open this door.
What do we see from the windows?
more of the town currently. It is. Why are you not bleeding like I say?
Oh,
Bleed.
why are we not bleeding? I don't know.
It's never something you really want to hear.
Not bleeding.
Yeah.
Deleting.
You said
Oh.
bleeding. I heard you.
It did
I
sound
heard-
like bleeding.
It did.
100%.
This door doesn't want to
Ma.
delete. Like, what is happening? Things are happening. Oh, I see why. I put my book on the keyboard and it was causing issues. There we go. You should be able to
That
go through
would
now.
do it. Huzzah!
Okay. Let's see. Well, that was boring. Let's see what's through this door.
Zero's gonna open up this one.
We're going in different directions.
Let's split the party.
You're just
I
looking at
highly recommend against that.
Oh, okay. So
Zero.
what-
You found a closet.
Closes door and turns around.
Is there anything good in it though?
They're not stairs.
I'm gonna open the closet and look though.
There are several black coats hanging from hooks on the walls, and there is a top hat that sits on a very high shelf.
Hey, how nice is the top hat?
It's a fancy top hat.
Would it work with my horns?
No, unfortunately.
It's not yours.
That's a good point. Sorry. It's not a fancy top hat.
What does Charity see in this room besides stuffed wolves?
Let's go. Come on, doggy. I'll stand on you.
I see rats.
You see, wolves. This oak-paneled room looks like a hunter's den. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head. Positioned around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above a cloth-covered table surrounded by 4 chairs.
You
Is
said
this the room?
wine.
There's wine. There are 2 cabinets that stand against the side walls.
Zero, that's not yours.
He can't drink it anyways.
He does start pouring it down his throat, though.
Hey! No touching anything.
Yeah, stop.
If I can't have the top hat, you can't have the wine.
It's not yours, and you can't just take it.
Are y'all intimidated?
Just keeps drinking. He's not looking up. He's just drinking.
Fine.
She's
You
gonna kinda
hear it like
smack her hand.
splashing down into some sort of like containment system on the inside of him somewhere. Like he's not drinking it. It's just being poured down into his gullet.
Whatever is on the inside.
She's gonna facepalm and just exit the room. Is there a place behind these stairs? Nope.
Nope. They are stairs.
Are these kids messing with us and there's no basement?
Out the windows, can we see the children out there?
They are still where they were.
Open window. How do you reach the basement that you mentioned?
Thorn kind of jumps a bit, hearing a voice, but Rose hugs him tighter, and like her head snaps over to where you're talking, and she says, "I don't know. We were never allowed to go down there."
Then how do you know that there is a basement?
Because that's where the monster is.
I might have been able to see the stairs at some point.
Do you know where? So you don't. So You've never seen the basement.
Error.
But
Error.
you know that the monster is in the basement,
That's
but you have
what.
no idea how to reach this basement. This is not logical.
Well, Mom and Dad said there's a basement because that's where the monster is. And we
Right.
could hear it.
I would like to check this room that I'm in for, like, not trapdoor, but you know what I mean, like a trapdoor.
I cast guidance.
um,
Plus guidance.
Yeah.
roll a yes, you're in
Yeah.
14.
investigation.
I'm also going to investigate because he is thoroughly annoyed at this.
You do not find a trap door.
Hmm.
Also, yes, if you're curious, this is the room that Ilva was not allowed to go into. My druid in our
Because
main
reasons.
my druid in our main campaign was raised by wolves, and she considers herself to be a wolf. So the party just straight up wouldn't let her go in that room because it's
what is this dark spot?
Hmm.
Is there an opening?
Not that you can see.
Okay. Come on, move, scooch.
What
Come on.
are the walls made of?
There you go.
What some of the room have like the carved wooden like reliefs, and otherwise they're just wood. Yolihi.
Yes.
I am bringing up passive perceptions. Pretty much everyone but Charity and Zero. As you're like now kind of annoyed, like there's no stairs down, and you're starting to look around. In that main hall, where this is where the room where the walls were carved to look like vines and flowers and nymphs and satyrs. It's very pretty and very whimsical, but the more you're in there and the more you're glancing around, you're starting to pick out serpents and skulls worked into the images.
oh dear.
I mean, they are the serpents is pretty cool.
This-
Skulls are a little bit.
Yeah, these are worrying symbols to place in your house.
And Yolahi, because you were asking in the dining room, you were looking to see if there was an entry into that blank space over there. You don't find one, but the walls in there are also carved, and this is the room with the tree trunks, the trees
Right.
and the deer.
Right.
In the tree trunks, you start seeing like twisted faces and wolves lurking behind areas, stalking the unsuspecting deer.
Hmm. Do I find any hidden doors or trapdoors in here?
Nope.
How about in here?
Nope.
Hmm. I guess that leaves this room.
Hmm.
The wolf room.
Zero
Move!
had looked in there, and there was also no trapdoors. One of the cabinets is
Okay.
locked, one of the cabinets is open. There's no like secret staircases within said, at least the open cabinet, but even looking at the locked one, there's nothing behind it to see like there's like a hidden anything.
Hold
Maybe
on.
we gotta
Okay.
go to the second floor to get to the basement.
Hold on. I will return in a moment. And Zero was going to walk out.
What are are you doing, Zero?
0.
What do you have planned?
Is it just like a normal wall right there on the outside?
Yes, it is flat wall. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't.
He returns in.
Let me bring Doggo so people can see what you were trying to look at. Reveal.
I'm thinking that maybe we should stop looking around this house. I mean, it's kind of weird to be looking around some person's house, and the kids are obviously like, I don't know, maybe those stuffed wolves have freaked them out or something. So let's like be like, oh yeah, we fought the monster.
No, that would be dishonest. And if there really is a monster, then we would be harming these children.
We should go up the stairs and see what's upstairs. Maybe there's like a clue.
Hmm.
I feel like there's something behind this wall. There is nothing on either sides to enter into this area. It'd be a waste of space.
To dissuade Zero from theoretically punching the wall, which I feel like he might be doing, be gearing up to do, I'm going to say, okay, let's go upstairs. Zero, lead the way.
He takes another look back at the wall and then heads upstairs.
Well,
He was thinking about that, but he's not that strong.
Okay, so let me grab you guys and put you where you need to go. Back on the proper layer. Okay. So who's heading up the stairs first?
Zero.
You know what?
Zero.
Let's go patient. Oh, Zero.
Okay,
Go Zero.
so 0. Then who?
I'll-
So we're just gonna put you in a row going up the
I'll bring up the rear.
just
I mean,
Just
Charity
let the
was.
robot go first.
Ooh. I'm climbing up the staircase.
Yay!
I keep trying to move you and you keep jumping everywhere.
Sorry.
Stop. Just pretend.
There we go. Okay, thank you. I'll move the doggo. Oh, the doggo cannot be moved.
I'm moving Doggo because I was trying to
Okay.
move Doggo. There
Okay.
you are. The stairs spiral up that way. So let me. Eh. Unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait of a family with a placard that says Gustav and Elizabeth Durst with their 2 smiling children, Rose and Thorn. Cradled in the father's arms is a swaddled baby, which the mother regards with a hint of scorn.
Oh boy.
Standing
That's
suits of armor flank the wooden doors in the east and west halls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths.
What type of
Youths or,
armor?
or youths?
Youths. Youths.
Youths. Okay.
Youths.
Youths.
I'm
Youths.
sorry. You're from New Jersey.
Has anyone seen the birdcage?
The joke is from my cousin Vinny. These 2 youths.
Oh.
Excuse me, but what is a ute?
What type of
Before we
armor
walk too
do
much
you
further
think?
in, I would like to investigate this nearest creepy statue.
Those are the suits of armor. They are full plate.
I would like to investigate it.
Sure.
13.
What are you investigating for?
Is it alive?
It's not it's not moving.
I mean, neither was that scarecrow until it bit me. So
The helm is shaped like a wolf, but for all
interesting.
4 of them, they're holding spears. Other than that, they're shiny as fuck. They don't look like they've ever been worn. They are very decorative. They are not there for actual like protection. They would probably not do well.
Do I actually see her trying to investigate this thing?
She's not hiding it, and you have eyeballs. You're
Well,
like every
sockets.
eye lenses.
I got some LEDs in there.
Very advanced.
All right.
Or it's just
Um,
boring.
having determined that the suits of armor are okay.
If you wish, I
Um,
can see if they are magical, if that is what you are trying to determine.
Well, they seem okay for now, so let's not worry about it too much. I don't know. I
Okay.
feel weird walking into these people's houses, but let's walk into their rooms, I guess.
Charity is gonna
Yeah.
fling open these doors.
Dem's doors. Okay, let me get back
Zero
on
does the ones up north or
We
east.
fling them open at the
East.
same time.
Let me see if I could actually select them both at the same time. Fling. Well, I got one. There it goes.
Flung.
So, Charity. Let me flip a page. Okay. Gossamer drapes hang over the windows of this elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner. Near a fireplace is a large standing heart. Alabaster figurines of Wildan's dancers adorn the mantelpiece.
I'm gonna look for hints of anything sinister. Because it seems like every time something looks nice in this place, it turns out being kind of evil. Okay.
I heard you say a standing heart. I'm assuming you meant
Harp. Harp
Okay.
with a P.
I'm gonna go follow my sister because she's sometimes she gets
So
into trouble.
roll. You could do a perception or an investigate.
Let's see, which one am I better at?
Everything looks chill
this
in
is
here.
why.
You're like, yep, everything's fine. And like from the doorway, Patience comes in, and you glance around and you spy on that mantelpiece that like some of those dancing statues are actually well-dressed skeletons.
I'm gonna go play the harpsichord.
There's
Plink,
skeleton.
plink, 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 plink. It's in tune.
There's,
It's very well taken care of.
there's skeletons, honey.
Y'all hear plinking. I don't know. Can you play the harpsichord?
Let's roll performance. She might know a little bit.
Okay, I can only play the bagpipe, so
let's I'll just roll performance just to see how much she remembers of her early lessons.
Not too bad. Come on.
You get some like slow like you're thinking about which note comes next, but you're playing. You're managing a tune.
It's very nice.
What do I find up in the eastern one?
Okay. Oop. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. An exquisite mahogany desk and matching high-backed chair face the entrance and the fireplace, above which hanged a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in the corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall. A rolling wooden ladder allows one or more to easily reach the high shelves.
Is there anything on this table? Are there any books on the table there?
On the desk is an oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quill pen, tinderbox, and a letter kit containing a red candle. Some parchment. Like
Anything written on
the
it?
no, it's blank parchment and like the wax seal that that has the windmill symbol on it.
I'm gonna be right back.
He'll investigate, look
That's
around.
what's sitting atop. So what are you investigating exactly?
He's just looking around this place for honestly anything. Or
Basic.
anything that might talk about the architecture of this building, how to reach the basement, or any personal journals around.
Roll and investigate. There are like hundreds of books. Most of these books like range. There's like history, warfare, alchemy. It's all mixed. There's a whole section with poetry and fiction books. You do spy with this fantastical roll that you have that in the back area over here, I am on the wrong layer. Hold on. Over here, if you could see my ping, there is a fake book affixed into uh the bookshelf, and part of it pops open, and you could feel that the door will the bookshelf will swing open like a door.
He's gonna shout out to everyone, "Found something!
Okay.
It is a fake book. It is very cliche."
No more plinking. Let's go see what this is all about.
Where's the puppy? Oh, there's a puppy.
And he's going to attempt to open this.
Oh, wait, here's what the other room looked like.
Bookcase.
There you go. Now I'm back.
Puppy was already there.
Yep.
Okay. You find a secret room. Allow.
Yay!
Bong.
There is a
This
body.
room contains bookshelves. More bookshelves. With large tomes on them. There's a heavy wooden chest in the back with clawed iron feet stand out against the south wall, its lid half closed. Sticking out of the chest is a skeleton in leather armor.
Zero will go in, grab the skeleton by its leg, and just kind of pull it out from the chest.
It's just going to fall. Okay. Whatever.
It kind of crumbles a bit as you pull it.
There is a body.
It was like
Anyone
half.
want leather armor?
It was half in the trunk. So like you pull it out, and like the skull pops off and lands in the trunk, and the top of the trunk slams shut.
We'll just kind of toss it behind him, kind of out here.
So Zero is tossing corpses now.
Gasp! Charity just kind of like jumps backwards with a loud gasp because she's not used to bombs.
Zero! He's
Yes.
not throwing corpses. I saw a finger.
So Mira, you notice in the jumble of corpsey bones crumbling as they land from getting thrown that
Oh no.
there is there are darts sticking out of the chest area,
Oh.
and there's something clutched in one of its hands.
I would like to see what is in that hand.
I am looking to see. Is this the right one? You find a note.
Can I read the note?
Can you?
I'm asking.
It is written in flowing script, but you can make out the words, yes. Are you keeping it to yourself?
Stand back.
No, I am not going to keep that to myself. I think something very evil has happened here.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
You're just going to open the chest.
It seems whatever had killed the person has already been triggered, so there is a skull sitting on top of stuff. You have
What
a
I
He
missed?
skull.
puts it over his shoulder with a bit of a
Thunk
heads
thunk.
up.
Oh.
The chest contains 3 blank books with black leather covers, 3 scrolls, the deed to the house, the deed to a windmill, and a signed will.
Okay. That's
I'll kind of take everything in it and then go and put it on the table over here. If there was nothing else in the room.
Just all the large tomes that were lining the small bookshelves on the sides of the walls in there.
More things to read.
Are you taking them?
Yeah, he's going to take them
No,
and put
no.
them.
I meant Mira. Sorry.
Well, I don't know, but I'm going to look at him first.
Um,
I might put them back.
They look like tomes for fiend summoning rituals and necromantic sort of stuff.
Oh no.
They calling the priest of Osebus.
Oh.
Roll an Arcana check.
Ooh,
So what did I miss?
we have found tomes of necromancy.
You're looking at these tomes and you're pretty sure that these rituals are bogus.
Oh, really?
Like they look good on paper, but you have enough knowledge to realize like there's some stuff that's off, like it's just not going to work. Because let me just check something. If anything, because like you're fairly knowledgeable in religiosity, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Actually roll a religion too, for fun. You have never heard of Osibus.
Oh dear.
It's not like an ancient name of some god. Like then it's not a name change like through the centuries. Like it's not something you've ever heard.
So this sounds like terrible necromantic ritual to a non-existent god.
You're flipping through these and you're like,
Yeah.
this kind of looks like BS.
This is bad, guys. This is very bad. This is definitely a place where evil things have happened. And I guess we can be grateful that they were flawed rituals. And they going off of this, they probably didn't succeed. They were trying to do. But it's still not good. Still not good.
Charity looks visibly disappointed.
Sorry.
They're fakes.
Charity what?
Charity looks visibly disappointed to hear that these are fakes.
That's a good thing.
She was hoping for real dark magics.
I'm fine with no more dark magic being in our life. I'm just saying.
The real thing is a lot. How did those people put it? scarier.
I mean, yeah, but I want more dark magic.
Okay, but is there a dead body?
Yes, there was a dead body that
Okay.
Zero picked up and chucked. So it's a skeleton that's in a heap. Um,
Why did you pick it up and chuck it?
um,
It
Because
was in the way.
there was a chest that apparently whoever that body had once belonged to failed their checks and got poisoned to death and died halfway in that in the chest. And Zero pulled out some stuff. Um, Mira has found on the skeleton a letter that she has vaguely mentioned so far, and she found these books of necromantic rituals to a god that doesn't seem to exist, as far as she is aware, and she is confident of that.
I mean, should I read the letter out loud? I don't know if you guys can actually see it or not.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Just checking. I never know. You never know.
I mean, are you in character reading it, or?
I guess in character I would read it out.
Okay.
Because Mira is technically the only one that saw it. I shared it to everybody though.
Right. But if you're gonna read it out loud, then we will know. Okay, so something about a secret altar. Can I take an investigation check around this room?
What are you looking for? Which room? The secret room or the room that you're in?
The room that I'm in, for any other secret things.
Sure.
20.
You don't find anything else. Do you go through drawers, or you just poking along walls and stuff?
I'm mostly looking for passageways, so walls, floors, paintings, that kind of
No,
thing.
everything is fine.
Joe's gonna start ritually casting detect magic. If there's something hidden, it will be revealed.
You have
What?
the scrolls that you found are magic. But everything else is not. There's nothing magical in the room, in the vicinity. The books you think they're of a good enough quality that you think they could be used for spell books, but other than that, there's nothing particularly standing out.
And then what do the scrolls? Can we see what type of?
They're all divine magic, so there's only one person here who can actually use them.
Hand them over.
Technically, rules as written. But I like to say scrolls are scrolls and are already spells cast. If you teach somebody the activation word, then they can use it, is what I'll say.
Okay. Wait, what are these scrolls? So what are these? Let me see the scrolls.
Roll.
If you want, I can identify them.
As a cleric, I think you would probably recognize them. I believe that's how that works. I could be wrong. But even with the identify, one is a scroll of bless, a protection from poison, and spiritual weapon.
Oh.
Scroll of poison and scroll
protection from poison.
Very big difference.
Yeah.
Very big difference.
That's it, Bill.
I will put them in my inventory.
What was the last one again?
Spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a great spell. I love that spell.
I do not genuinely have it yet.
So you'll have to be of a level that you can cast these spells for you to get them off.
So I would be able to use the bless. I forget what level is production of poison.
I think it's level what?
Is it level 1? Then I would be able to. That is. That's a second level, so no.
Divine magic scrolls are weird to me.
they kind of are.
Conceptually, it just seems weird, but
It's a little odd. I'm not sure how that works. Like,
because like you don't really have written. It's not written for you.
It's a stored prayer. What the heck?
Zero will
I
put
mean,
the
books and stuff.
Zero was going to put the books in his bag, including the deed, the house.
You have a deed and a will.
What does the will say?
Ooh, yeah.
The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst and bequeaths the house, the windmill, and all other family property to Rosavalda and Thornbolt Durst in the event of their parents' deaths.
Those are
Speaking
terrible
of,
names.
I would like to go over here and look out the window to see if the kids are still there.
Where are you?
Over here.
On the bottom?
Yeah.
Yes, you could still see them sitting on the front stoop.
They're not doing anything weird.
No. Rose is sort of like rocking back and forth with the Thornbolt leaned up against her.
Feeling real suspicious of them at the moment.
Them? They're children!
Yeah, and they're sitting in front of a weird, crazy murder house.
There has been no
Not an
murder.
explanation.
Yeah,
There's only been one death.
I
Do you
would not be
think-
surprised if there were more deaths, but I don't think.
Yeah. How many make a murder?
If
This
anything, it
one
would
was
have been
killed by a trap. It's not murder.
that
I think you're
aside.
confused about what the definition of murder is.
That's a very logical statement that he just made.
That aside, I mean, any evil done here would have been done by their parents, not them. They're innocent souls.
Do you know that?
Well, that's just.
I trust them.
I'm just saying, do you know? For sure? Is this divine intuition?
Why are you mocking her, honey?
I'm not mocking her. I'm curious. You know, I've never really contemplated going into a holy order for powers beyond mortal knowing.
No, you just had me. No, I'm not going there. Not
How
going
many
there.
spell books were there?
2.
Like books that were good. 2?
2. They were black leather and seem kind of extremely expensive. I mean,
Yeah,
books in general are expensive, but these are like anyone who does magic or is around magic will be like, holy hell, you know?
Yeah, he'll take them and put them in his bag with the deed and the will. You can return this will to them once we have found their monster.
And maybe their parents, I would hope.
Their parents left, as they said.
Well, did they leave, or did they see them leave, or?
I mean, they weren't very exact about it. Is there a third floor?
It's still going up.
Actually, I just noticed the door right there.
Yes,
What
let's
door?
check that. Right here at the top of the stairs.
Ah,
Very awkward place to have a door, in my opinion.
seriously.
Oh yeah, And I'm keeping detect magic up, so I'm just still concentrating on
The
that.
dog is now on, Mira's face.
Yay!
It must be a
Carrying the
cat.
dog.
Dog.
Part cat.
It
Um,
seems to be a bedroom.
This is an undecorated bedroom. It's a pair of beds with straw stuffed mattresses. At the foot of each bed is a footlocker. It appears to be servants' quarters.
Open the door to the left.
Go left now, y'all.
Right here, yeah.
One hop this time.
There's a closet with some tidy servants' uniforms.
Well,
Yep.
at least they got nice clothes, I guess. But those servants aren't here, are they?
No, they are not.
No.
Nope. Keep that in mind.
It appears that no one else is here. Let us continue onward.
But where?
Upstairs.
Okay. Up
There
the
must be a
stairs.
third floor.
Put yourselves in an order and I'll move you over.
I'm insisting at least being like right here. Charity, get behind me.
Aww.
Zero will continue to be up front.
Yes, you're with the doggo.
Take the doggo with grace.
Okay, I've grabbed you all. Cease moving.
Cease!
Cease your resistance.
Come on. Roll 20 doesn't like this.
Doesn't like all the walls.
At all.
Roll 20 doesn't like a lot of things.
Let me try to
Understatement
drop
of the
you. Hold
year.
on. I'm gonna drop y'all. But I need you to be on the stairs. If you could reformulate yourself to the stairs. You're heading up and to the left.
Okay, I'm gonna stare. Doggos. Ah.
Roll 20 is being a butt. There we go. Okay. So. Where are we?
Oh, we need a little bit more space being shown on the stair because we're losing people.
I think you put me on the wrong side of the wall. I'm stuck in this
Okay, hold on.
little wall area.
How's that?
Much better.
Okay, so headed up the staircase. As you're coming up the stairs, you notice immediately, maybe not zero, I'm not sure if you can, that everything gets a lot colder. And you reach the top of this stair. There's no more stairs heading up. You're on a balcony that looks over the spiral staircase heading down. And everything is covered in dust. Everything looks old. You breathe in and it just burns your throat. It is suddenly disgusting up here.
Oh,
Yay, no
no.
breathing. He would be able to feel cold. There's nothing in the Warforged saying that they don't feel cold or heat. Does my detect magic detect anything?
The armor that is standing against the wall is giving off some vibes.
Okay. He's going to immediately point at it. That is magic. That is something magical. He's going to just kind of look at it intently. Like, is it about the same size as him?
Yep, you get all up in its face and looking at the helmet, it's all darkness on the inside until tiny little pinpricks of light just burst
Oh,
into
no.
being on the inside of this helmet, and it is now looking back at you.
He's gonna raise his hand. Hello, I am Zero.
I'm
And
gonna
he's going to
knock
shocking
Mara.
grasp it.
Hold on one sec. Make the attack.
Uh, is I I have to say this because of the spell, but uh, does it have metal on it?
Yes.
All right, I have advantage. 21 or 21's the higher.
21 hits
Uh,
is
it takes 8 points of lightning damage, and it cannot take reactions.
you all see this thing just light up. Electricity is shocking it, and it's rattling, and all the dust and cobwebs and stuff is just shaking off of it. And it did not like that. It is starting to rear itself around, and I need you all to roll initiatives.
All right.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, we're ready. We're ready.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not.
Well, you
You're
already
more ready
went
than it
your
is,
turn.
apparently. It just got shocking.
Oh yeah,
So,
I shocked it
this
once and I'll shock it
area
again.
is small. So, what do you do, Charity? You see this thing, it's starting to clank, and the metal is just like grinding it against itself as it's getting ready to move.
Can't even really see it from where I am, can I?
Not really. You are probably down some.
Yeah,
You know it's there.
I can hear it cranking.
Squeeze past us.
Please pass, you guys. But then I have to. Can I get into like this square?
I will say yes. Barely. You're not going to be comfortable in that square, and you could start
But
seeing it's
do I
like,
have line of sight to the armor?
yes, you could start like, it's just kind of like the top of you could see it looking up, you could see it moving
Okay.
around behind the other moving animated piece of armor.
And let me check my spell thingies.
Robot fight.
Let's see.
Clang, 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 clang.
This
Clang, 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 clang.
This,
Let's
this
cheer
just
for
turned into a mecha.
I don't remember what.
I was thinking more Rock'em Sock'em robots, but that works too.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast it. Just sort of like wiggle in between Mira and Patience to Eldritch Blast the thing.
It will have some cover, but
Okay.
you can make an attempt.
Okay, so does that roll a disadvantage?
No, it essentially has more AC, so I'll let you know
Oh, okay.
if
So I'll make an attempt.
You can certainly try.
unfortunately not.
Oh, but I still have my bonus action, so
You do.
tentacle friend gonna stay here and whap it.
Wow.
Did that roll? Did not roll. Oh, there it is.
When you summon your tentacle,
Yes.
it's usually this vibrant purple and healthy looking.
Okay.
Right now, it kind of looks very sickly, and suction cups are missing, and parts of its skin is ripped away. It's still functioning like what you want it to, but it looks like it's been dead for a very long time.
That's
Oh.
what she said.
Oh.
Oh no.
Lurker, Lurker. Oh, Lurker, do you see this? Do you see this?
Oh no.
Something's wrong.
So
Mr. Tentacle, what
it
happened?
hits, but it just kind of like like it hits, but like it's just not hurting the armor.
Oh.
It's just blorp. It hits along the side.
Can I decide that it's lightning damage? Because I
Yes.
choose when it takes the damage. Okay. So I choose that one's to be lightning damage.
Yes, but it doesn't really seem to
It doesn't really help.
hit enough.
Your tentacle is
Not doing too well.
Charity's gonna like put her hands to her temples and make like a very like concentration face. She's like, Mr. Lurker, oh great Lurker, are you seeing this? She's gonna try and commune with her patron, and we'll see how well that goes. So that's her turn. She's attempting to commune with the Lurker in the deep.
Mira,
Hey.
you've seen your tentacle friend there before.
Yeah,
That's not usually.
no. This is not good. I would like to do the opposite of an Eldritch Blast and cast Sacred Flame.
Dexterity save. Let's see how this does.
How dexterous are armor?
not very.
Not very, apparently.
Noise.
Let me just scoot this guy down this way real quick. Okay.
Not the most damage, but I'll take it.
It's damage.
I'm going to. I'm going to run up a little bit and squeeze past 0 and go over here and try to make room for people. All right.
We appreciate you.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Patience.
Can I squeeze past my sister?
Yes.
Yay! So I'm going to go up here. About right here. Because, it looks like a nice spot. And
Surrounded.
surround it, yes. And I'm going to hit it with my great axe, because it's a great axe. Come on, great axe. There we go. Oh, Jesus, good
You
lord.
hit it with your great axe.
I hit it pretty hard.
You hit it pretty dead. It's kind of looking like it's it's because armor is generally tied together. It looks like it's starting to like unravel a bit. You sliced a good chunk out of its connecty bits.
Yes.
Yolahi.
Yeah, it's gotta be tied together in order for the stuff not to, like, slide around. I actually watched that YouTube channel.
Yolahi.
Hi. I'm gonna take a step back and short bow it.
That hits.
Do I get sneak attack?
We're within 5 feet
Yep.
of it.
Eight.
It's
8.
still standing, but
8.
where? Huh?
8. 8.
8.
8.
8.
8.
It's still standing, but you're with everyone distracting it. You have a clean shot, and you snap a whole bunch of the laces, and one of its arms topples to the ground, and it's having trouble moving the way it's supposed to. It hasn't gotten a chance yet, you guys. That's not fair. 0.
I'm gonna reach forward and try and shock and grasp it.
Again, yes. It worked very well the first time. Ooh.
And you shake it to pieces. It's shocked, and like all the.
Actually, I have something for this.
Okay, you
He's
do
going to
do.
debate next wave again. Goodbye. I am 0. And just kind of face palm it.
You
And
you shake
cute.
like all you hear the smoke of the leather bits just burning away, and it starts to fall. The rest of it starts to fall into a pile, and you are now holding a hollow, empty helmet.
I check it over my shoulder down there.
Dunk, 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 dunk. Clang, clang, clang.
You know,
Wobble,
you need
wobble,
to stop throwing things. But good job. Good job.
So, how long does Tentacle Friend last for?
1 minute. 10 rounds of combat.
Yeah, we.
So it's still hanging out there. Doesn't look.
Um,
It's not as I guess like the way it moves, it's not as elastic and stretchy anymore. It's kind of stiff and jerky, and just
That is
Char-
different than the last time I saw it.
should we be concerned, Charity?
Charity just sort of like pulls her hands away from her temples. Like, I don't know. The great lurker in the deeps doesn't seem to be returning my summons.
Won't call you back, eh?
Oi, aye.
Yeah, that's all. That's all she's got.
Okay, then. Zero will just kind of move past the tentacle and open the door to the west.
hold on. I gotta get back to the right. There it is. Okay. Head inside. Dust and cobwebs shroud this elegantly appointed bedroom. Double doors set with panes of stained glass pull open to reveal a balcony area over here. That's what that is that you're looking at, if it'll let me select it. So that's a balcony that leads to the outside. And you are outside, and you can't see the children anymore. You can't see the town anymore. There's nothing but the dense wall of fog.
I have found something interesting. You should all have a look.
Oh, what did you find?
Fog.
Okay, I will take a look. Wait, where's the fog?
Outside.
Oh, the fog followed us.
It would seem so.
I'm gonna. Mira, come with me. We're going downstairs.
Who?
Mira, come with
Mira.
me. We're going downstairs.
Should we do you need someone?
No, you guys stay up here.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Are you getting the kids?
I'm seeing if the kids are still there.
Yeah. Yeah, tell them to come inside, just in case.
Did Jesse wander off? Are you muted, Jess?
Yeah, I muted myself. Bed.
Cause you are being summoned. Yolahi is heading down the stairs.
Oh,
and
okay.
and I've asked you to come with me.
Okay, I'll come with you then.
All right.
I had bad timing with my putting my children to bed.
So, Yolahi and Mira, what are you up to?
I'd like to go down to the first floor and poke our heads out the door.
And Everything looks fine.
Totally. Okay, and the kids are here?
Yep. They kind of look back at you with big, hopeful puppy eyes.
Just checking on you. Just checking on you.
Did you
Wanna make
find
sure.
the monster?
Not yet, but I think we're getting close.
While she's talking to them, I would like to scoot a little bit out from the house so that I could theoretically see the spot where our friends are supposed to be, the balcony.
Okay. Show you this again. You could actually see on the picture the balcony. You don't see nobody there.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna come up to the top, and I will say, you know what? I think this house is a lost cause. I think we need to leave and get the children somewhere safe.
But we just got started.
While she was gone, Zero's like still opening doors.
Okay. Well, that's a thing. Hold on. If you're opening doors. So you go to touch that give me the doorknob there, and I want you to make a wisdom save.
Uh-oh.
You touch the door handle. It's unlocked. You can turn the handle and open it, but you start hearing in the back of your mind, it starts very quietly, but it builds and builds. It sounds like a woman screaming bloody murder.
Are these
And
like
this
screams of fear or
fear. Roll an insight.
Is this something we hear?
No.
he's not so much bothered by the screaming itself. He's just more curious as to what type of screams are these.
It sounds like fear and a hint of anger, maybe a bit more than a hint as it grows and builds. And as long as you hear it, as long as you're touching the doorknob, and it grows loud enough that you can't concentrate on anything else, and you're stunned.
Okay.
But patience, you feel this room getting very, very cold.
Oh, mother cusser. Guys! Well, other girls!
Yeah, I mean, we should be heading back in anyway, right?
There's something weird going on. The robot isn't moving anymore. There's something weird going on. He touched a doorknob.
So he's essentially standing there with his hand on the doorknob. It's open, but he hasn't, like, it's turned, but he hasn't pushed it open yet. He's kind of momentarily stunned. It does, what?
Can I use the tentacle to pull Zero's arm off the door?
Don't. Oh, I thought you meant pull his arm off.
No, just like
whoa.
away from the door.
Yes, you can, but like the moment you jostle him, you come back to himself, and he, when you let go, the screaming stops.
Looks kind of curiously to the door handle, up to everyone else who's at least around. Door handles are not nice. Somebody is mad, but a little afraid.
I beg your pardon.
What's wrong with the doorknob?
You hear screaming. Woman
Doorknobs are not meant to scream.
No, they're not.
looks back to doorknob.
All right, I need to tell you guys that I believe at least this upper part of the house is in some sort of different dimension to the lower part of the house. I cannot see you from outside.
Oh,
Oh, that's concerning.
that's
Yeah.
very concerning.
I
Very
believe we
strange.
need to get the children somewhere safe. If we don't suspect the children, which Mira doesn't feel as though we are.
If they were involved, they would have been innocent victims. Come on.
I'm not saying that they're not innocent, but at this point, we need to take care of them, establish a base, and then come back and investigate this later.
Yoli is so sensible.
Seriously.
That's
Where would we go, though?
There must be some sort of authority here in this town.
We haven't seen anyone else other than the children up till this point.
Look,
Yeah, but we
No
didn't look very
guards.
far.
we promised we would check this out for the children. We have to check it out.
You want to
we don't
leave
have to
them?
do it immediately.
You want to leave them sitting out there?
I suspect they're safer there than in here.
Yes, but it's still
Hmm.
outside. Outside can still be dangerous, just less haunted. There's a lot of other stuff.
So,
I'm going to attempt to persuade.
All of us?
Yes. My argument is we should establish a firm base outside of the house before investigating further. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh. I'm willing to just say that I'm instantly persuaded by this.
that's actually really sensible. Yeah.
Zero doesn't really care either way.
But we promised.
We can do it. We're still going to do it.
There's
We
no
just need to do
time
it
schedule.
safely. Yeah.
Fine.
And find somewhere safe to put them.
Yes.
Why do you care so much about these children? There are plenty of orphans.
Wow.
But because these ones need our help right now.
He has a
Alright,
point.
With
let
every
me see if
other
I can
orphan.
find this.
Patience just like, I can see why you're traveling alone.
Let me see if I can
Well,
find
everybody
this.
else has died.
Well, we can always put them somewhere safe and then come back
Yes.
with help.
Yes, that's what that would be my suggestion.
Yes.
Just a second, I'm
Isn't
looking for
Yola so
an appropriate
persuasive?
GIF.
We should listen to Yola-Key.
uh, still looking. Just a second. Okay, I do not have it here. Fine. Let's see if I can find it here. Here we go.
What was that in response to?
There are lots of orphans. Why do you care about these ones? You know what? We're gonna go over it later. We're gonna We will discuss this at a later time.
I'm falling more in love with this game the more I'm playing them.
Maybe to put that in the story notes.
That means he's a good character. Okay, let's get going down the stairs.
You still need me to lead.
Yes, why don't you go ahead and lead us down the stairs?
So you're heading all the way down to the bottom floor.
He'll actually grab the breastplate from the armor that they kind of just blew up.
It's not really usable. It's a hunk of metal at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's for demonstration purposes at this point.
So you head yourself down, and I want everyone to make perception checks.
Uh-oh. Actually, I'm just saying that for no reason.
Uh-oh, it's magic!
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. God, I want some SpaghettiOs.
We are perceiving.
My one non-terrible perception roll.
Perception. Nice.
So, pretty much all the organics.
Ignore my second one, because the first one didn't roll for a while.
This does kind of make sense, at least in my head. All the organic people, at first, like, as you're heading down, you're noticing that that cold is following you down. All the way down. And when you get to the front door, the portcullis is down. And you look outside, and the children are gone. You could still see the area outside of the house, but the fog has closed in around it.
Fuck!
Oh dear.
Turns
Everything
around.
down
Well,
here is still clean and pristine as it had been. But slowly, that seems to be changing.
Yolhi would like to attempt to open the portcullis.
Can I investigate for any like lock mechanism?
You're not the rogue this time.
Oh.
Mm,
Well, like
Habits.
type of thing. Like there's a switch.
Well,
I mean, is it locked? Is it openable?
as far as you could tell looking at it, it's just what it had been a gate that was kind of like damaged and broken. Now it's like metal bars that are coming out of the wall and going into the floor. There are crossbars on the bottom and across the top, but it doesn't seem like it has a way to open. Because this is different than what you saw when you came in.
Okay, time to go.
Only way on is up.
I would like to go find the nearest window and try to smash it open.
Okay. Roll an attack.
I guess it would just be a regular old.
Which window and which
don't-
are you? Windows are.
Here, let me
I'm
scroll
on the wrong
down.
layer.
So where are we right now?
You guys are third floor. So you guys would be
Wait.
right here. Can you see my pings without
Yes.
someone being there? So you guys
Yes.
would be right in this area. You could actually see on this where that portcullis bars would be.
I see. So I would go to this one.
So, what do you whack it with?
The what would I whack it with? I will whack the corner with the blunt end of my dagger.
Okay.
If you want to break a window, try the corners.
You hit it. You hit it hard enough. It does break. You're able to push glass out, but the fog is like right up in your grill once you around all these windows.
That was stupid.
It's not
Yeah.
like coming in,
Oh,
but it's
okay. Never
kind
mind.
of like hugging the building.
Okay, that's just creepy then.
It's kind of following the contours of the building. Like right here is where the kids were sitting down. They're gone, but the fog is like right around it now.
Tall person.
Yes, what is it?
Reach your hand out there.
Zero will attempt to reach his hand through.
It goes through.
And there's nothing wrong with his hand anymore. There's nothing when he pulls it back.
Nope.
And the fog is not coming in.
No.
Yolhi is gonna say we need to leave.
Okay. Then how shall we exit?
Is everybody else here? Where is everyone still over by the portcullis?
Where's the doorway?
Where are you? No, wait, you're right there.
I'm moving something around. I don't know what it is.
How do we get to you?
What's
Oh, God.
where are you guys trying to move your tokens?
Yes.
But where?
Well, she hasn't moved. Essentially,
I'm
just
standing here.
No, your token isn't. But well, you don't need to move your tokens. You could just like look down at the map. They're straight
Yeah, I
down
thought that
here.
we all went down to the first
Yes.
floor.
I was under that impression as well. You don't need to move your tokens.
I see.
So you want to exit?
Well, we smashed the door. We smashed the window.
Yes.
And Yolahi's suggestion is that we climb through the window. Is anyone going to object to this? Is anyone okay with this?
There's mist all around outside?
Yes.
Yes.
It's that thick fog. You cannot see through it. It's very liquid looking.
If you wish to go back into the mist, there will probably be more of those wolves hiding somewhere in it.
He has a point.
He does have a.
Also cannot really see through such mist or fog.
I don't think staying in here, being trapped by this weird house, is going to be any better.
We did kill a lot of wolves.
Then by all means. And he gestures for her to go.
I'm okay if we don't fight wolves for a little bit.
Yeah, This is much more defensible than being in the middle of nowhere.
But there's a thing in the house with us. So
Yeah, that's why we came into the house.
Well, like, we came into the house to get away from things. But now there's a thing in the house with us. So
We
is it
came
really
in
that
specifically to look for the monster in the basement.
Well, in terms of the cold thingy. Oh,
There isn't a basement.
Ooh, you think they were lying to us?
I don't know what's going on, but I know that this house is not what it seems to be.
Maybe wherever we are, maybe they call attics basements.
I mean, that's a theory. That's
It's a
a
really
theory.
bad theory, but you know.
We won't know until we finish looking. Perhaps that will release us once we finish going through this place.
Honestly, I
This is Yolahi's reaction. I'm just gonna use only gifts from now on.
I need a way to share these on the stream. I'll figure it out.
Somehow.
I feel like Yoli has a point that maybe we should leave the house because we don't know anything about what's going on in here, really, aside from the disappointing fake rituals.
Yolahi will privately make a note that she said disappointing. Actually, you know what? Yolahi agrees. It would have been cool if it was real.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, are we going to leave through this window, or are we going to continue searching the house?
Let's leave through the window. I
Then,
mean,
by all means.
it might be good to just know we have an escape, right? Don't want to be trapped in the house. That would be bad.
Zero continues to gesture for whoever wishes to actually leave to go through.
Alright. Yolahi is going to. How big is this window? I assume she can fit through.
She could fit through just fine. Zero might have trouble, but can probably be shoved Winnie the Pooh style through if need be.
Jesus.
Hmm. So the problem is that she thinks this is a different dimension. So if it's a different dimension, she admittedly does not know a whole lot about this, but she's pretty certain that that's the case. And stepping outside might take them to the different dimension. However, it seemed pretty easy for her to go up and down the stairs. I'm just thinking out loud. All right, she's gonna jump up onto the ledge and crawl out the window.
So.
Can we just move our tokens down there just to make
Sure,
it easier?
if you would like to.
Yeah.
It's all up to
Let's
you.
just do it.
Okay. So how do we get down there?
Straight down.
Okay.
Are you able to
can't
move
move
through?
them.
That's
Okay.
the walls.
No, we
Limit.
can't go through the.
Oh.
I'm working on it.
No, hold
We
on.
just can't go through between
Jen, stop
places.
I've stopped moving.
moving. Let me grab you guys individually because it's it kind of like broke trying to do it the other way. I got charity. I keep wanting to say chastity. I know that's not it. Mira.
I did know someone named Chastity once.
That's a
Yolahi.
terrible
Really?
name to inflict on your
Yeah, it
children.
seems like a weird thing to name somebody. I don't know. Like look at your little baby and you're like, I'm gonna name it Chastity. Like, what?
Why?
Were they like
That's
hyper
weird.
religious, their parents?
I'm not sure. I guess I wouldn't be surprised.
Where is Doggo? There is Doggo.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab like a handful of Pringles. Take off my glasses on the way. Okay.
Okay.
Just grab the whole container.
So you hop up at the window. Do you jump down?
How far down is
You
this?
can't see a damn thing.
Wow, it's that foggy, huh?
Yes. This is you can't see your your palm in front of your face, kind of like thick.
Ooh.
Are you sure you wish to continue?
I'm not
I'm
sure
gonna-
it's really safer outside.
All right, I'm gonna toss Zero the end of my rope, and then I'm gonna hold the other end, and I'm gonna hop down.
You hop.
Zero's just looking to everyone else. What am I supposed to do
So
with
you
this?
guys see.
Charity will
Just
help.
loosely holding it.
You see her disappear into the mist. It's almost like she's jumping into liquid, the way it kind of moves to encase her. And Yolihi, you jump out there, and everything stops. Your perceptions are like you can't see or hear or feel. It's just nothing. And I want you to make a constitution save.
Oh
Hear,
no.
feel, think.
What?
Nothing.
You feel your energy just being bled from your body. You are getting tired. You now have 1 point of exhaustion.
Is there a place to put that down, or do you just write down
You just write
exhaustion?
that you have a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Which means you have disadvantage on all checks.
Exhaustion.
On all, like, skill checks and stuff.
Right. Yes.
So,
Hmm.
you're still holding the rope. As far as you know, you haven't moved.
Good. And there's absolutely nothing around me that I can see.
No, like, it's just, you are in essentially, like, a, sensory deprivation. You hear nothing but your own heartbeat and breathing.
Okay. I would like to turn around so that I'm facing
You
what I
can't.
assume
You cannot. You are
I can't
floating.
move.
You're floating. There's no, like, no gravity. You could wriggle around, but you have no sense of what's up and down.
Do I know which way the rope is going?
You could.
I'm still holding it, correct?
Yes, but you can't feel it.
But
As far as you know, as
like,
long
wait,
as you
what?
have not dropped it, it should still be in your hands, but you can't physically feel anything.
What happened? What did you do?
I
I'm
jumped
back.
out
Make
the
another
window.
Constitution save.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here.
How
She
long
did a
has
really bad thing.
how
It's
long
been.
has
I mean, I'm like I said, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. So
Okay.
how long has passed at this point?
About 2 rounds.
like, well, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Mhm.
So give me a second. So I'm basically formless at this moment.
Yes.
I would like to move the hand that I assume has the rope on it.
Mhm.
Does this tug on the rope?
Does it
You
tug on
don't
the rope?
know, but Zero does feel it, like, pull out of his hand a little bit.
Yeah, he's not really holding on to it tightly. He's just kind of loosely holding it, still wondering why she gave him this rope.
Don't let go of that rope, Zero.
Like, you see it starting to like it looks like she tugged it. You see it kind of move out of his hand.
No, wait.
No.
None of that.
We're all lunging for the
She-
rope.
Why did she give the person who has the least amount of strength something to hold on to?
You look heavy.
She is very illogical.
Oh, you didn't mention that.
We're all grabbing the rope. I think we're all grabbing.
Just tie it
So-
around Zero.
Okay.
Grabbing the rope. You have the rope. Are you pulling
Pull
her?
her in. Pull her in. Something has clearly gone wrong.
Zero has like tied the rope around himself and is just walking back into the house.
Uh,
I mean, she probably doesn't weigh a whole lot.
no. You are able to like pull her through, but the moment like her hand, like your hand breaches, like it'll breach before the rest of you, you get like sensation back, and you're able to like actually grab it tighter,
Okay.
and you're pulled out of the thing, and that's when you realize you can breathe again. You were
Are
there
you
for a
okay?
bunch of seconds. You're now breathing. You still have a point of exhaustion.
Yes, of course.
That being out there was not fun.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna just sit on the floor with on my face, breathing for
Yes.
several seconds.
Hmm.
Uh,
Welcome back.
What happened?
How was your trip?
What happened?
Zero. I don't know if I'm gonna like hug you or punch you. Probably both. So she doesn't say that aloud. Just that's the emotion in her head right now. After several seconds, she will sit up properly, calmly, and say, "Let's board up the window. Nobody go out there anymore."
All right.
How do we board it up?
Is there
Zero
something?
rips one of the doors off of the cabinets here.
Yes. Good job.
That works.
He'll take out some of his tools and just kind of use whatever to just kind of nail it to the door, nail it in front of the broken glass.
Charity's gonna ask Yolihi, what did you see? What did you see?
I think. Well, nothing. The town is gone. The children are gone. Charity.
No.
Characters, by the way. Just imagine Charity making these like incredibly melodramatic gasps at every revelation.
Charity, Mira, you two know something about supernatural arcane happenings, perhaps?
I think so.
Magic.
What does happen when you cross a dimension?
I'm rolling Arcana to see what I know about crossing.
I cast guidance.
Please let this not. Okay. I have an 18 total.
Okay, so
It's not terrible.
you
Pretty
guys
good.
know that it's possible that people can move through the planes. It's not easy, it's not common, but essentially it's like walking through a door and then you're there.
Briefly describe.
It could be similar to a teleportation spell, but most of the time it's through a portal.
I will
And
briefly describe what I experienced, and conclude that that doesn't sound like what you guys just said.
Yes.
Unless that was the other dimension on the
That
other
is
side.
that is a possibility. What do you know about all of the different dimensions? And I will also go ahead and try to roll this.
and with those arcana, the roll Georgie did, because it's still the same topic,
Okay.
for them, uh, this isn't really like anything you've
Nope.
encountered. Like like realms, unless this is some weird elemental realm, like you've discovered a new element entirely. like generally like even
That's-
like the elemental plane of fire still has like land most of the sometimes. Like there's still creatures that live there. So like cuz you would mostly know about the elemental planes. You'd know that um the like fiends and devils and celestials and stuff, there are many different levels of their own realms that they reside in that uh uh prime world living folk like yourselves can actually get to if immensely powerful or come across something immensely powerful. It's kind of like the pipe dream of all wizards and spellcasters to be able to just like wander the planes, but it's so the possibility is so remote for like most people that it's like um if it's like that like impossibility that like there's that split hair chance, but improbable.
So that's probably not what happened.
Hmm. I mean,
I don't know. I think maybe we have to see this through. We started it and we have to finish it.
You guys the 22 roll. I mean, even like the 18 roll, like you would have heard of spells like there's a spell where you could like the the rope trick spell, if you guys know that. It's like you make a rope, you climb up into a little pocket dimension and you could sit there for a while. There's the magic Manson, the very famous wizard Mordenkainen. Mordenkainen's magic Manson. He had created this spell, and it's very difficult to pull off, but it will create you your own pocket dimension of a mansion complete with fully furnished mansion complete with invisible servants, etc. But like these things are possible, and even like the bag of holding works on the same principle.
okay,
But
so we
um so it's like dimensions can be created. You know that they can be got to. the um
Into
but not easily. Even like making the little ones take effort.
okay, so we're not in a different plane, but we might be in some kind of little pocket dimension, essentially.
that
Maybe.
seems reasonable. As reasonable as the situation can be.
I mean,
Yeah,
we knew magic was going to be involved when we met the scarecrows.
this is true.
Okay, after like kind of gathering her thoughts for another few minutes, she will stand up. All right, we have two options then. You said that there was something strange upstairs.
Yes, this is.
We can take a look at that, or we can try to fortify ourselves in one of these rooms.
Let's
there was
keep
a
looking.
door. It screamed.
A door, yeah, that might have even been the. No. Would that have caused anything?
We couldn't
Well,
fortify ourselves in here if we look around.
I mean, something knows we're here. I don't know that. Putting ourselves in a room so we're sitting ducks to be torn apart by supernatural forces is the best way to go about things.
Exactly.
You could
Exactly.
see like a vein on Yolahi's temple pulse, but she doesn't say anything.
I mean, it's a reasonable concern.
I think it's very reasonable.
The greatest offense is normally the best defense. But in this case, moving forward would be the best idea.
So it is now 11 o'clock. Do you guys need to stop here before we continue on?
Yeah, we should probably stop. I should probably sleep.
Yeah.
I guess you guys on the East Coast can do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're at a good stopping place. I don't know when we get a better one.
No, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm okay with whichever.
Okay. And I guess it's stopping time for today.
Sort of victory.
I mean,
Maybe?
none of us have
Maybe.
died yet.
Nobody's died.
Nobody's died.
He's tired. A lot.
I think I have a valid point. But anyway, do we get XP because we defeated the
You do.
thingy?
Let me
Um,
end the stream and I will let you know.